So this next question is a number three asking, can smoking marijuana every day prohibit full activation and total awareness? That's some input on that. I would just say absolutely it can if you are lightweight. Basically, there is levels to the whole thing, and some people cannot do what other people do. Marijuana has become quite a recreational substances these days, and so it does really. I mean, if you observe the culture in itself and you realize the difference between an OG versus somebody who is definitely still in paranoia zone, it's a medicine in itself, as we talked about before, that there are many medicines that are ascribed specifically to tribes that they have. Like we talked about the oh man, with the IU, yeah, the IU leaf, which is what you call the cocoa leaf, being very useful in the pre-Columbian tribes as far as them using that as a form of stable vitamins, all sorts of things to assist them with their consciousness. But then somebody else coming from another culture and trying to use that, and then that kind of throwing them into a disarray. We even have things like yerba mate being so popular in certain countries, especially Peru and places like that. So we have these herbs that specific cultures have been using for thousands of years to connect them deeper into who they are. And it does really mean, because of your chemistry, if you try to go in and do something that you just see others doing, you may not get the same experience. And marijuana is strong enough to impair a full activation and total awareness if you don't know what you're doing. And that's just my 15-second take on that.
Marijuana also, it opens you up, right? I mean, it's used somewhat as an entheogen, right, which does get us in touch with nature and its feminine aspects of the high, right, that the THC gives us in cannabis. So absolutely, I think that it can impact your activation. It changes your mood. It can, and as any plant, I think it should be approached with respect. And we do have a lot of medicines in this plant too. So, and a lot of people need it for pain relief and all sorts of things. THC, we have CBD, we have a lot of phytonutrients coming out from marijuana that is not THC. So I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater here when we talk about cannabis. I think if we're talking about sort of changing consciousness and the plants that we use for that, you do need to approach it with respect and understand that it is something, an alterant, right? It's an alterant for you. So is it going to be an accelerant? Is it a depressant? Is it an activator? That's between you and the plant, right?
Also, I just wanted to add my little 15 seconds. Smoking anything every day, we're talking about the lungs. Those work all day, all the time. Like, and we feel that. I mean, our other ones do too, but we feel that, the lungs. So smoking anything every day can impair you, and also, you know, it depends on what you're doing also with your marijuana, right? If you're not creating anything every day, or when you're ingesting it, then you're also doing yourself a disservice as a three because you're success driven. You have to get things moving. And so if you are ingesting it and you're not creating something, then you're doing something to a disservice to your path. And if you're doing it every day smoking, you're also doing a disservice to your lungs.
And also a number three is, sorry, Seven. Also a number three is the chakra, which is here, which is related to the element of air. So like Sister Paige just said, it's related to the lungs. And so you've got to energize that air element in you, which is the Vata energy in Ayurveda. So what are you doing to increase, improve the Vata with you? And that is the heating herbs and things like ginger, having a lot of fruit, having a lot of turmeric in your diet. That is going to help to energize the air element. And the beach, the sound for the air element is hum. And just, saying the sound hum, hum, because you've got to get to the center of that chakra. Wholeness.